the battery's disconnected. As you can tell, always a good thing to do, because I have a coolant leak right there. So I think what I'm gonna do is charge up the air compressor on the service truck and to see the state of the coolant leak before I start tearing stuff apart. Maybe well, I'm adding pressure to it. It looks like it's running out of the block right there. I'm gonna go add a little more pressure to it. Now she's leaking very good right in there. We can stick our fingers on it, wipe it down. I'm gonna check my pressure real quick. So, like I said, I don't like to tell customers this, but unfortunately his block has cracked on him. It happens. I'm going to test the coolant level real quick that we have running out to make sure that it didn't freeze on him. That's no type of driver error. But at this current junction, either his block just ate a hole in itself, which happens, or it froze and cracked and broke a journal. But we'll see what we got. We got the next one. We got a beautiful black and orange truck here. Starter's out. Got the original pack car in there, as you can tell. We're gonna go ahead and knock that bad boy out real quick. First off, we're gonna disconnect the battery cables. We don't want to short. Then once we get that done, we'll start unbolting all that fancy wiring. Get all that wiring out of there, which is a lot of it. We can get to the starter wires. And hopefully that's what it is. Well, I'm fighting a bolt right down there. You can see that's the upper one. Got it hooked to the ratchet. Got the ratchet flexed out on the tire. And I'm gonna try to see if I can jar it to get it to come out. I don't know if this is gonna work or if I'm just gonna break something. So I'm hoping that the impact force will cause this to want to undo itself. And well, I was able to get the bolt out. Had to hook a 48-inch breaker bar to a ratchet strap around the wheel to hold it, then come in at the top and hit it with an air hammer right there until she twisted and came out. Starter bolts do not need to be Loctited. Well, got all the bolts cleaned up partially. Let's go put some never sees on them. So when the next guy goes to take them out, he doesn't have to get crazy with it like I had to. Well, hello, this is John, and I thought I'd explain to you what it took to get these bolts out. Now, I said I had to use a ratchet strap and then hook it to a pry bar to get it out. Well, that didn't really do it justice. It took a little bit, and I thought I'd just kind of illustrate real quick what it took to do this. But beforehand, this was a result of it just being really tight and lots of Loctite, red Loctite. It was luckily I didn't pull the threads out with it. So let me illustrate this real quick to show you what it took so you guys understand when I said I had to use a ratchet strap and a pry bar and an air hammer to get the bolts out. And obviously I used heat. That was my first go-to. But here we go. Well, when I was talking about what I ended up having to do, here we go. See, I had to tie a ratchet strap to the wheel right here. After I put a breaker bar and some extensions on, try to bust this bolt loose right here, I couldn't get it to come loose. And you're at limited movement because you have a block right here, the engine block, and you have frame rail right here. So your ratchet only turns very little in that area. So after getting it tight, and what I did is I pulled it as tight as I could and then wrapped a ratchet strap around it to hold it in place. Then I had to come up here on the top of this bolt with an air hammer. I can't drive an air hammer. With an air hammer to get that bolt to break free. And that was the result of red Loctite in the threads. After I even heated it, it did not want to come out. These threads feed into a aluminum housing, and it's really difficult to concentrate the heat just where you need it. And that's the other thing. It's right here by all this is all your wiring for the entire truck. Do not put Loctite on starter bolts and semi trucks. Thank you.